Hello and welcome to Crystal-Clair Divination. This is Dina, and today we are going to pick up once again with the Seeker's Guide to the Hidden Path by Raven Grimassi and Stephanie Taylor with artwork by Nikki Mueller. Again, this book, as far as I know, is out of print. I don't know if that's something that happened because of the death of Raven Grimassi, or if there's some other reason for it. But my understanding that this book is currently out of print and people are having difficulty finding it. Now, last time we started with about this deck, the theme of this deck, how to use this deck. This time we will be picking up with divination spreads, and we're going to start with the Looking Glass spread. Now, for myself, some of these are a little complex. I don't really like complex spreads, but that may be a character flaw of mine. But this one is pretty nice. Now, again, like I said, I'm going to learn how to do that thing where you take a picture, right? And so it can just pop up on the screen and you guys can get a really good look at what it is I'm rambling on about. But for now, this is the best I can do, and I do apologize. And I'm going to go over all of this with you. So I'm going to leave the cards just laying here for a moment while we first start here. Okay. Alright, so divination spreads. The deck features 3 divination spreads. 2 of these reflect a mystical pagan theme: the 3-realm spread and the Will of the Year spread. The 3rd spread is designed to explore your everyday life and to look at future influences that can reshape it. Now, on the last video, I had made a statement that there were 4 spreads listed, right? But there were actually 5. Now, that isn't entirely true, because the 5-element spread, while it is listed as its own individual spread, it actually is meant to work with Will of the Year. And it works to clarify the Will of the Year spread. And so that's where my confusion came in, because I myself, I've done a Will of the Year spread before, and I wasn't real impressed with it. So when I got this particular deck, I didn't feel the need to do that, and that's how I missed that the 5-element spread was, in fact, So I do apologize for that. So there are, in fact, 3 spreads with the 5-element spread to work with the Will of the Year one. So I just wanted to clarify that real quick and apologize for my mistake. Alright, so moving on. Using a spread design helps you focus the reading and conditions your psyche to interpret the cards as they appear in specific positions within the spread pattern. Each position in a spread has its own meaning. This will modify or enhance the meaning of the card that is placed in each position. It is therefore important to interpret each card in conjunction with the context of what the position represents. So I don't want you to get confused with future videos, because with each video that I do for the spreads, I will read this portion again. So this will be the opening portion for the other 2 spreads as well. So when you hear that, please don't think that you've accidentally selected the wrong video and you're about to watch the same thing. Okay, like I said, I will label the videos by the name of the spread. So this video should be titled The Looking Glass Spread. Okay? Alright, so we're going to get started. And the way we're going to start is I'm going to go ahead and lay the cards out first according to what we see in the picture, right? I'm going to follow the diagram and lay those out so you can be looking at the pictures. Again, I'm just going to start from the top. I'm not going to shuffle. I'm not going to do an actual reading. In this way, there's something there for you to focus on and look at while we go over this. Alright, so now it does say to put them out face down, right? And then you'll turn them over one by one, right, as you approach them. And my cat decided to jump up on the table yet again And she apparently was laying right in the center of the deck. So all of my cards are a little bit bowed. So it's like this corner and this corner is popping up because she was laying in the center. Now she is a big 12-pound cat, but most of her weight was right there. And so my cards are bowed in this strange way. So, all right, so here is social relationships, 1, 2, and 3 cards, right? And then across from that, now there's a reason there's a gap here. This is social relationships, this is love relationships, okay? And we're going to go over that gap. That gap is actually where you're going to put a card for balance. The card is going to give you, again, I'm so sorry, I'm still getting over this cold, and it doesn't help any that we got 6 inches of snow, which 6 inches of snow is not bad, but when you're used to the Texas heat, and the humidity, the snow is actually a nice surprise because with the snow you get less humidity, but, you know, we're just not built for the cold. I'm not actually a Texan, but I have been here for 9 years now, so I do say we. Alright, so anyway, back on track. So this second row on the left is finances, and the second row on the right is aspirations. But yeah, so my body is reacting to the cold, I guess because I was already sick. I'm still drinking my green tea with honey and lemon. It is definitely helping. I'm very thankful for green tea and honey, especially the decaf, because it is oh so good and I definitely need it. Okay, so this is favorable and cautions, and it does get into detail about that a little bit more later on. So now in the center here, 2:30. Oh, I haven't. Okay, so here we have our balance cards, right? And balance kind of speaks for itself, right? And how to find balance between your social relationships and your romantic relationships. How to find balance between your finances and your aspirations. How to find a balance between the things which are favorable and the things which are cautions. Right, so a little bit interesting. I might sound a little redundant as we go, but that's only because I want to make sure that if I worded something not so clearly the first time, hopefully the second time it'll make sense. Okay? So, begin the reading by shuffling the cards 7 times. Then, using the illustration, deal out the cards face down in the numbered sequence. Next, turn up cards in the 1, 2, and 3 position. Look at the meanings of each card. Their placements are in the zone of social relationships and are interpreted in the following context. Okay, social relationships, these first 3 cards. 1, people influencing your life. 2, actions, intentions, or motives of these people. 3, whether they are allies or enemies. You can tell I definitely didn't do a reading. I just laid them out. Even I'm questioning, like, how would this apply, right? But we can come to that. We can delve into that more deeply later. All right, and then across the gap here, we have our love relationships. So card 4, your true feelings toward the desired person. That's kind of nice. 5, what is at the core of their desire? The kindred. That's a good card to have pretty much anywhere, I believe. All right, 6, how the other person feels about you. Other world. Okay, I gotta stop reading this out loud like I'm doing a reading, otherwise I'm gonna sit here and try to read this. All right, so then moving down to the second row on the left, we have cards 4, 5, and 6. Your true feelings toward the, no, Dina? Yeah. I was like, how did I mess that up? I've done this so many times. But I didn't mess it up until I thought I messed it up. So 4, your true feelings toward the desired person. No, I did. You know what, I may just start this video over, unless of course you guys have a sense of humor, in which case we're gonna roll with it. Okay, so this is finances. I've only said that like 5 times. Finances, 7, 8, and 9. I'm so sorry. 7, gain or loss. 8, what is important to assure finances. 9, what can aid or obstruct? Well, foggy brain for 1. Okay. Aspirations. 10, 11, 12. 10, state of mind. 11, status of plans and goals. 12, focal point. Okay? Excuse me. And down on the third row on the left side, we have favorable influences. So 13, 14, and 15, what can be gained or overcome? Allies or connections that assist. Areas that need improvement to gain success. Okay? And then finally on the right, we have 16, 17, and 18. Who or what to guard against. Oh, that's always good to know, right? I guess all of them are really, but you can tell I'm a bit of a paranoid person. So, areas to avoid or approach with special care. And what can help offset problems ahead. Belting. Okay, so for the balance cards. The balance cards. The cards in this section are positioned between two areas of life. For example, number 19, 20, 21, is between social relationships and love relationships. Think of these cards as bridges that connect the two areas, but more importantly, think of them as what can bring needed balance to these areas, whether to enhance the positive or offset the negative. Card 19, what is needed to balance non-romantic relationships with romantic ones. 20, what is needed to balance finances with goals. 21, what is needed to balance favorable influence against negativity. These last three cards and their positions provide a comprehensive view of the entire reading. So that went by much faster than I thought it would. My reading out loud is something that I haven't done in very many years. My youngest is 16, and he doesn't really care to be read to. So this is new for me. All right, well, not new, but renewed, right? So anyway, this is the spread. This is how it works. I like it. I like using this one. I use it quite often, and not just with these cards. I have a somewhat strange little spread I use actually. Well, I use this spread, but I'll use this up here with these actual cards, and then I'll use my labyrinth cards, which we'll go over the labyrinth cards in a different video. They're adorable. That was a childhood favorite movie of mine, and I'll use those here, and then I'll use the Rider-Waite cards in the bottom row, and then I'll pull an oracle card from my fairy deck. That just makes it that much more complex, which, ironically I was complaining about complexity. But yeah, so I think this is a great deck to use. I've always had a lot of good luck with this. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful. Again, make sure you have a 5-ring notebook. Not 5-ring, why do I always say that? Did I say that last time? So make sure you have a 5-subject notebook, or whatever works for you, where you're taking notes, you're writing these things down. And then of course come back and pause and rewind as much as you need to make sure you get everything you need. And then if you have any questions, you can always leave those questions in the comment section, or you can send me an email. Now, I am very busy. I do have a lot going on. So sometimes it may take me a little while to get back to you, but I will get back to you. All right, well, again, I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it's beneficial to you, and I will get started on the very next one right away, and I hope to see you back. Until then, and afterwards, have a blessed and beautiful day.